So it sounds as if the Rams are shopping their quarterback, Matthew Stafford, for a trade. His wife, Kelly Stafford, on a podcast hinted as much. And this comes just a couple days after we learned from Cooper Kupp himself that the Rams are looking to trade the star receiver. So, really interesting things happening in the NFC West. You know, you couple the Kupp revelation with the report that the Rams are even willing to eat some of his salary to be able to trade him. I think that we put the pieces together and we realize that the Rams are in the business of trying to accumulate as many draft picks as they can so they can stock up the roster, an already promising roster, right? They already had a lot of young defensive linemen. They've really rebuilt that D line to the draft. Sounds like they want to stock up that roster with cost controlled talent. If they do part ways with Matthew Stafford, I'd see them adding a mid-range QB price-wise, maybe Jimmy Garoppolo, maybe Kirk Cousins, and probably taking a big swing at the quarterback position through the NFL draft. If you look at this objectively, it's what the Cleveland Browns probably should be doing. Like, the Browns should be entertaining Myles Garrett's trade request because the Rams, although they did make it into the playoffs this year, I would say that they overachieved. They won a division that wasn't great in the NFC West with the 49ers having all those injuries and a down year. I don't think it's realistic to say that the Rams are at the elite level of the NFL knocking on the door of winning a Super Bowl. I think they need a true reload before they can do that. So why not take that promising young roster, the initial traces of a potentially elite roster? Why not take some of the veterans, the older players? Matthew Stafford, 36 years old. Cooper Kupp, what is he, 32 years old? Why not take those players while they still have value, ship them away, save a bunch of money? They save like $54 million by trading Matthew Stafford if this does happen, and reload and continue building that roster with cost-controlled draft picks. So then when the time is right, you can take your swings through free agency to make another run at it. I think that's what the Rams are doing. I think it is implicit acknowledgement that they aren't quite at that Super Bowl level yet, that window probably won't be fully open within the rest of Matthew Stafford's career. He's obviously already on the downslope of his physical career. And if you recognize that, then you can best build the team for the future. The Browns should be doing that. The Browns, though, they're living in denial. They're in a spot where they think that they can still squeeze in a run to the Super Bowl, even though they haven't gotten close to that when they're much healthier and a little bit younger. I think Myles Garrett sees through it. That's why he's requested the trade. But in the case of the Cleveland Browns, nobody has ever accused them of being a smart franchise. The Rams, on the other hand, with Sean McVay and Les Snead, they have run an impressive operation. And maybe this is just them thinking toward the future ahead of the point at which most people would think toward the future. Anyway, since we cover the 49ers, let's keep our eyes on the Rams and their interesting behavior this offseason. It might be very future focused.